Masamune is a basement-dwelling weeb who has never touched grass in his entire life. He got rejected by a girl for being a creep and now he just plays anime video games all the time. His life changes when one day he meets a cute girl who loves anime and waifus just as much as he does. Eventually, Masamune falls in love with her and goes on to become a man worthy of clapping her. However, before any of this, lights flash on a stage as a young girl shows off her favorite cosplay. She turns around to look at her senpai, winking with mischief. Later, a lonely weeb named Masamune cries out at the death of his favorite game character. Masamune has zero riz, so he spends all his time watching anime waifus instead of going out and touching grass. He loves his favorite waifu Lilial and made an anime club in his school to spend all day watching her. Masamune thinks the real girl will never love him as much as Lilial, but his thoughts are interrupted when someone knocks on his door. He turns around to see a cute and shy girl named Ririsa asking to join the club. Masamune's V-shield activates and he immediately goes on guard, but Ririsa is very interested in joining. She admires all the anime figures in his room while Masamune thinks about how to make her leave. Suddenly, she touches a doll which suddenly shows all its goods. Masamune thinks this will creep the girl out and make her leave, but he gets shocked when she acts like an even bigger creep than him. Ririsa starts talking about how the doll isn't cute enough and says that it should wear more cultured plot. She thinks that Ririsa is the best waifu ever and Masamune starts thinking that maybe this new girl isn't that bad after all. He challenges her, daring her to describe more about why Lilial should be loved. Ririsa seriously takes his challenge, drops her bag, and explains that she loves playing anime games as she likes the characteristics of female characters. She loves that Lilial is so cute and loyal and wants to be just like her. Her love for his favorite waifu shocks Masamune, who can't believe that this girl is just as big of a fan as him. He starts feeling that she might be a worthy rival but tries to verify it one more time. Ririsa watches as he starts up an old movie of the anime and instantly starts fangirling over it. Masamune cannot believe that she knows so much and watches the movie with her. Both of them watch seriously as the movie ends with a dramatic finish, screaming out Lilial's name at the same time. This finally convinces Masamune that Ririsa is a true anime fan. He feels lucky that a girl like her wants to join, but his heart breaks at the thought of leaving his precious 2D waifus for a real girl. Ririsa notices him thinking and suddenly confesses that she has a strange hobby. Masamune tells her to say it, not judging her for her hobby at all. As an otaku himself, he hates the bullying fellow weebs for just enjoying the content they love. This gives Ririsa the courage to show Masamune some DVDs. He picks them up and sees a lot of cultured anime waifus on them. This shocks him, but Ririsa explains that these DVDs contain videos and photos of real cosplayers dressing up as their favorite characters. Ririsa then confesses that it's her dream to become a cosplayer and make a DVD of her own as well. Masamune is very surprised, which makes Ririsa blush. He quickly tells her that it's not a problem, and she explains that she has always wanted to dress up like this, but was afraid that society would judge her. One day, she even went to an anime event where she saw cosplayers all around her. The girls there gave Ririsa the courage to dress up in cute clothes herself without any shame. She tells Masamune that she wants to cosplay as Lilial first, but shyly asks him to take her pictures. He wonders why she wants him to do the job, but Ririsa explains that she wants to dress up in front of a person she trusts. He thinks that he isn't a good fit for the job since he can't use a camera, but Ririsa doesn't mind this. She reveals that she saw the anime club on her first day at school and even saw Masamune screaming at his beloved Lilial, which caused her to trust him. As Masamune cringes at his own embarrassing actions, he thinks about his decision to let her join or not. Masamune feels excited at letting this cute girl join his club, but it means he will get to spend less time with his male friends. However, Masamune also wants to spend time with a real girl, so he turns around and coolly tells Ririsa she can join the club. He confidently tells her that he's actually a loser and won't make a move on her as he's loyal to his 2D waifus. Ririsa is impressed by his dedication to being a loser forever but happily accepts his offer. She smiles before immediately beginning to change her clothes. Masamune gets shocked and rushes to cover the room's window so her talents don't get exposed to everyone in the school. After she finishes changing, Ririsa calls out to Masamune to look at her. He sees her dressed as his dream waifu, Lilial. Ririsa playfully calls him a master in Lilial's anime voice, which drives him crazy and sends him crashing across the room. She makes sure he didn't get brain damage from the fall before showing all the good details of her outfit. Masamune has no time to refuse as she shows him the secret gardens. She then playfully turns around and sticks out her which makes the poor boy faint from excitement. Masamune later wakes up feeling something soft behind his head. His eyes grow wide as he feels Ririsa smiling at him on her lap. Masamune wonders if real girls really are that bad, but when she cutely tells him to try again tomorrow, his blushing face thinks about giving her a try. The next day, Masamune goes back to his club room after class. He puts in a CD on his computer to launch a game. Thinking about what happened to him with Ririsa, he feels his loyalty to Lilial weakens when he thinks about getting the cute Ririsa as his girlfriend. Suddenly, she enters the room, which shocks him out of his dreams. Masamune calms down and greets her by her formal name, but Ririsa tells him to use her first name since she is a junior. She gets close to him and finds the game he is playing. Masamune lets her sit down and explains the plot of the whole game to her. Ririsa gets interested and sits down to watch him play it. She then begins playing with him, making him feel like he's in heaven. After a little while, Ririsa pauses the game to sneak a peek at a character's goods. Masamune is shocked by how a girl can act like a thirsty 13-year-old, but she explains that it's because she uses the character's clothes as inspiration for her cosplay. She starts changing into her cosplay without warning as Masamune rushes to cover the windows of the room. She changes into another one of Lilial's outfits and asks him to take pictures of her. Masamune holds the camera and watches as she strikes one of the character's poses. It reminds him of some of Lilial's art as he keeps taking more and more pictures of her posing. Ririsa then takes the camera from him to look at the pictures. She eagerly thanks him for helping her begin to fulfill her dream and praises him for the pictures. Masamune then turns around to leave for his class, thinking that she is just a friendly junior for him instead of a potential girlfriend. However, when Lilial calls him back to help her change out of her clothes, he blushes but agrees to do it. He helps her unzip the costume, which is too tight. He manages to free the zipper and quickly turns around to protect Ririsa's innocence. She laughs and teases him but suddenly trips and falls. Masamune displays unexpected riz and catches her, saving her from the fall. Ririsa is surprised but smiles before asking him to remove his hand, which had landed on her plot. An embarrassed Masamune removes his hand as she laughs. After he leaves, Ririsa goes out as well. She blushes, remembering how strong his arms were when he held her. She feels herself falling in love and blushes while she leaves to go home. Will Masamune be able to hold off his meat from clapping Ririsa, or he'll go all out and confess? Comment your thoughts below and subscribe for more.